Hello, everyone. Good day to you on whatever day that you are listening to the Getting Together podcast.
Could be any day.
I'm one of your hosts. I am Jeremy Brinkerhoff, and this is the other host. This is Rae Chalinar.
Yeah.
We're really excited to be here at the porch
It's
where
hoppin'.
there's coffee, community, and conversation. And you got coffee.
I do.
We're going to have a conversation.
Yes. And there's a lot of community
A lot
today.
of community happening
We
around
even
us
had
today.
to kind of shift the table. You notice our background's a little different because we're all kind of squeezed in here.
Apparently, they don't know who we are. I'm a
How
little
dare they?
appalled.
How
A little appalled.
Dare they?
We are the Getting Together podcast. I don't
Yes, we
care
are.
if I need to
We
take up this
are-
entire quarter of the seating area.
What'd you call us? The hometown, everybody's hometown
Everybody's
podcast.
hometown podcast.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Well, so anyway, as we were talking this morning, Rae Chalinar and myself, the topic came up of just kind of the economy, the
Yes.
global inflation stuff that's happening. And I had read an article this week in the Wall Street Journal, of course.
Snooty.
The Wall Street Journal.
Snooty.
But in the Wall Street Journal, they were talking about how inflation is actually causing cultural changes in certain areas. And this particular
see
one
that.
was for Japan. And Japan has this culture of apologizing. It's a high honor society. And so
The
there's
whole
a lot
dying
of,
on your sword kind
yes,
of thing. Yeah.
Yes, very much. And so
Falling on your sword.
in this,
Falling on your sword.
would you say?
Dying on your sword.
Well,
Eventually.
I mean, you don't want to just fall on it and not die, because that would just really be painful,
Anyway. Yes. Them.
but for nothing.
Right.
So,
Japanese. High honor.
This particular company that they were highlighting had started like 25 years ago. And in that time, it's an ice cream company. They had not raised prices on their popsicles or any of their products for 25 years.
Wow.
So the time finally came when they had to do something because they were
Everybody's
unable to pay
gotta-
employees.
Right.
So they were going to raise the price 7 cents. It was still only like 70 cents for this ice cream.
Oh, man.
The entire executive staff came out on camera. They ran a national ad campaign.
No way.
And they all apologized. And then they bowed.
Oh, bless their
as a
hearts.
sign of
I love
contrition.
that. Yes.
And so in this article, they were also saying that like there's now been this trend across Japan because everything is going so high, I mean, and out of their control,
Yeah.
you know, with all the shipping and shortages and all these other things that they've stopped. They've actually said
We're not apologizing.
We can't apologize every time. And what really struck me as funny was the same company. They came out and they said, "Hey, look, we're having to rise prices, and that's going to be how it is." But then they took out another ad in a paper
Yeah.
that said, "We're very sorry that we're not able to
that
apologize."
we're not sorry. That is
We're
where
sorry
the phrase
that we-
sorry, not sorry
Sorry,
came
not sorry.
from.
I'm sorry that we can't apologize.
Sorry that we
So we're
can't
still
be
going to run a national
sorry.
ad campaign to tell you
Oh.
that we're sorry that we can't apologize.
You know, that makes me a little sad.
Yeah.
Like that culture is changing because of that. That's huge.
That's a pretty big deal. But I was thinking, like, how awesome, or can you imagine what it would be like for our oil tycoons to come out and be like, "Hey, man, I am so sorry." And what would you have to do? What would you have to do to say sorry for like a $6 price increase in your gas?
Oh, my
like, send me
gosh.
to Bali, or like Bora Bora or
Right.
something. Like, then maybe I might
Guinea.
start feeling better.
Yes.
But
Whoa.
Yeah.
That makes me a
So
little
that-
sad for the
that
Japanese.
is a
But, you
big
know,
contrast.
in thinking of that, like them apologizing, I mean, they've been kind of ruthless, you know, in their culture. So they're warriors. The whole, you know,
well,
they
I
bombed
don't know.
people.
We bombed
Sorry.
people too,
Yeah, but we don't apologize.
right?
We're like,
But then we help you
boom.
rebuild.
Yeah, then we help. Okay, so maybe
So
that
there
is
you go.
kind of, yeah. Because I've been watching Madam Secretary.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, because I didn't grow up really like knowing. I'm sure I learned it in school, but who's who in the
Oh, yeah.
Senate and the I
The
never
pecking
got. I've
order
never
and
even been
what
to
their job
Washington
role
D.C.
is. What?
No.
It's cool. It's a cool place.
I know it's on my list.
It's a little different now.
Yeah, it's still on my list. You
Yeah.
know, my kids, I feel like I got cheated, that I never got to, you know, and I really don't know. So I'm learning again through watching Madam Secretary, because I didn't even know the Secretary of State did so much. She does a lot. in the show.
Yes,
She's a
yes.
very busy woman.
No, most of those high-level government officials don't just twiddle their thumbs.
There's just
Most likely.
I can't
in the United States.
imagine living in whatever you come from, whatever, whatever. You're lean. To want that job, to want any of that, you have to be a certain personality.
Oh, yeah. And you have to be really good at what you do and very confident that you do it well.
Oh, my word. I'm now our sweet little city, I could see city council or something like that. I would even be interested now that I've shared that I know nothing. But, that interests me. Like, I'm concerned. I want decisions. I want to be in on the decisions that are made for new parks or this or that for my kids and whatever.
Yeah.
But that high level stuff,
I don't know. I couldn't do it. Just working at the church, and I think we typically run like 300 to 400 people on a Sunday.
Yeah.
If someone makes a negative comment about like our connection card, I'm taken out for a week. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Why am I here?
The font? What?
So yeah. So to actually be in a place where they're like, hey, you caused the death of thousands of people. It's on your head. You are awful.
Yes.
Be like, I couldn't do that. I could not do that.
And to never have your life be your own again. I mean, this is enough. The fame that has come with this, Jeremy. I can't even walk into the grocery store anymore.
It's very difficult. But the price you pay for fame.
The same. So, even like we were kind of talking about the principal's office before.
High-level officials.
Yes, high-level officials. When you're a kid, that is like the highest level of official. And I spent a lot of time with my principal.
Because you're buddies?
We were buddies. I don't know if you've noticed, but I tend to talk a lot.
Okay.
Now, I have kind of grown out of that, but I didn't understand what was wrong with using my gift, which is communication. And so the teachers had a problem with that. And it was let's work with her. Let's figure it. It was just get out of my classroom, go see the principal. Well, I ended up dating the principal's son.
Oh.
That helped a lot. Because now when I'm in the principal's office, we're just talking about like...
What age?
Well, you know what?
Dating.
No, because you're making the frowny face. Okay, so you're already judging.
I was third grade. We were dating.
No,
Seventh
you weren't.
grade.
That's still not dating. I'm sorry.
When you're going over to your boyfriend's house for dinners... And in 7th grade, yeah, sure. I was allowed to do that.
Sinner.
Couldn't play cards. Couldn't watch movies. But I could go over to my boyfriend's house in 7th grade.
Were his parents there?
Yes. Oh, yeah. They loved me.
Okay.
But his dad was the principal. And we spent a lot of time together. And I think that's how he started to, know that I was a pretty cool chick.
Nice. Okay,
7th
now I
grade.
think we just dipped into weird territory.
Okay, all right. We digress. Did you ever have to go to the principal? You didn't have to go to the principal's house. You were Mr. Conscience.
So
I'm sorry.
I had a couple of incidents, but one in particular stands out because I think it was in like 5th grade. No, it was 4th grade.
Whoa.
4th grade. And one of the students from another class came over and they had these like hall passes and they're like, hey, so-and-so needs to go to the office. And so that kid leaves, and then like I'm 2nd or 3rd. So I get called out, and as we're walking down the hall, I'm like, hey, so what's going on? And he's like, no, it's not a big deal. I'm like, I'm going to the principal's office. I'm playing out all these things. Like my parents can be so disappointed. Like I don't know what I did, what could be wrong. And I'm like, I'm grilling this other student, and he's like, "Hey, dude, just chill out, just chill out."
Imagine
so I start crying. I'm like, "Oh my gosh,
Jeremy's
dude!"
crying.
The principal and Lynn Brummett was her name.
Remember her name?
And she had replaced a guy who was like super like, "Hey, everybody,
What's
kids are my best friends."
She was
and
whipping that
like,
school into shape. Yep,
that's my memory of her.
Yes,
she was probably very nice. But so then, like, I'm choking on my sobs. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna... And the guy finally goes, dude, it's an April Fool's joke on your teacher.
Oh.
So we take a left turn, and we're at the other 4th grade classroom.
Okay.
And one by one, they're taking kids out of the classroom.
That's funny.
Until she realizes, like, wait a
What's
second.
going on?
There can't be this many disruptions. So that was pretty much my only time going to the principal.
Oh, brother. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, no. All the way through, I think, it began in 7th grade. And then I'm thinking, on and off all the way through ninth for sure. And then I got a really great teacher who recently passed away, but Mr. Vogus, he loved me and he understood me, and he would just kind of ignore me. And as long as I whispered.
Okay.
And then things changed. So, and then not so afraid of the principal's office after that.
Well, that's good.
But, the whole authority thing. And I wouldn't want to be a principal either. I mean, it's just a lot to shoulder. So I'm very thankful because you actually, in your job, work closely with some of the principals in the school district. And we have some pretty cool ones in our town.
We do.
We have some amazing.
That love what they do.
Amazing.
Very much advocates for
Tried
kids.
to actually get a couple of them on the show, but because their schedule is so crazy, it's been hard.
Yeah.
But
it's not seasonal.
Right.
For the principals, it's not seasonal.
No.
They're like, oh, it's summer vacation.
No, they're there.
It doesn't happen.
Yeah, and they're painting walls, they're fixing things, depending on what your school district is
true.
like. But
it's true.
And finding creative ways to eke their budget out, and just amazing. So, cheers to you, people in authority.
I know we have to wrap up because our guest is here. But I have one more thing. I did have, when you said junior high, that brought something up. So in junior high, like before class starts, everyone's kind of in the quad area. We had all those things.
Love the quad, sure.
So we're in the quad, and there's this rumor going around about another kid.
Yes.
So this guy comes and tells me, he's like, hey, did you hear such and such? I'm like, oh my goodness, I didn't know what half the words meant. So then I'm like,
Love that.
So then I see the vice principal, and he's like, man, he's making a beeline. So he comes over to me and the kid who told me, like, super popular, whatever.
Yes.
And so the vice principal's back is to this group of popular kids, and they're looking at me and they're like, don't say anything. Don't you say anything. Don't you say anything. And then the principal's like, hey, who did you hear this from? I go,
oh, no.
That guy.
We would not have been friends.
So then, like, they erupt. There's like, and then because I was part of that, because I didn't do anything to stop the rumor, I had to go to detention.
Ooh.
And so, like, I mean, here I am trying to be a good little, like, ding.
Yes.
Boy, and I still end up in detention.
Involved.
I wasn't really involved.
Okay, see, things like that bug me.
So
that
was
does
a little
bug
weird.
me. That when teachers do that, that doesn't. It's like my kids. They're really, actually, because they're adopted, they're great kids. They didn't get any of this. And sometimes they'd have to stay in at recess because other kids were being obnoxious, and now my kid doesn't get to go to recess? What the dickens? Mm-hmm. No. So, I don't like that. Yep. You know what? We all go to recess. You all sit on the fence. My kid goes and plays. Neener. That's what would happen in my class.
Is that how you're going to run Prenda now?
That is how I'm running my class.
Nice. Awesome. Well, we're excited to have another guest from Dancing for the Stars with us today.
Yes.
And our guest's name is?
I'm not going to say it till she comes on. It'll be a surprise.
Oh, surprise. He's very nice.
Because they don't know how to say her last name.
There we go. So we're not even going to try this time and then have to walk it back.
Yes.
So just know that our guest is exciting and wonderful and fun.
And has great hair.
Oh, yes. And very very polka dotty.
Yes.
So here we are with our interview with this Dancing for the Stars star. Welcome back, everyone. We are so excited today to have Molly Hohrein with us. She is one of the celebrities for Dancing for the Stars.
Yes.
And so we're going to hear a little bit more about that in just a few minutes. But first, we just wanted to get to know you, Molly. So what brought you to Prescott, and how long have you been here?
So my husband and I moved here temporarily, and I still say that, 26 years ago.
Wow.
So we got married on a Saturday, moved to Prescott on Sunday. I'd never been here before, and he started Embry-Riddle on Tuesday.
Whoa,
my word. Where'd you move from?
Portland, Oregon.
Wow,
Okay. That's
a big difference.
Yeah, that's a lot different. But it's a lot different from the way it is now versus the way it was
that's true.
then.
That is very true.
And let's see. So we had planned to leave Prescott after he graduated from college.
Okay.
But then 9/11 happened.
Oh, yeah.
And so he was about 2 flights away from when 9/11, happened. And so before he could graduate, so we're still here.
What did he want to do? What was he going to?
He was going to be an airline pilot.
He was, and then he
Nice.
totally changed direction.
Well, so my husband is a little bit older as far as the profession for flying airplanes, and so because of that, plus he was also into the military, it delayed him a little bit. So anyways, he was too old.
Okay.
So
I just wondered if 9/11 had played into his.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it did. So after 9/11,
Impossible.
yeah, my husband went to Iraq a couple times. So
Wow. What branch of the military was he with?
he was with the Army National Guard.
Okay. And so what'd you do then while he was doing Embry-Riddle and you're like in this tiny little town? And
So I started at a local radio station up in Flagstaff, KZGL.
Yes.
So I mean, it doesn't exist anymore. But then I transitioned into real estate. So I've been doing real estate for 25 years.
Wow.
this is the agent you want.
Yeah.
Yes.
25 years.
You've seen some
local,
ups and downs.
Yes.
You
Yes.
have seen it all.
Yes. But to be honest with you, I have to totally be honest. I'm the person that's behind the scenes. I'm the one that makes everyone else look good.
Oh,
So-
I'm like that.
Yeah.
I make you look good.
That's
Behind the
right.
scenes.
There's so many
I
parallels.
say the dumb things,
Here
make
we
you
are.
look smart. See?
Yes.
Wow.
So now I've
okay.
been a broker in our agency, Yamauchi Real Estate, for 4 years. I took over for Kathleen Yamauchi when she passed away. And so I love making other people look good.
You
Nice.
do.
That's awesome.
Oh my word! Bless your heart. We need people like you in the world.
Yes.
Yes.
we do. Yes.
So I'm trying to do the math, and I'm terrible at math. So you would have come here probably around 97, 98?
Yeah, so 96 is when we got married.
96. Okay.
Wow, you've
Yeah.
seen a lot of change.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I remember people saying like 25 years ago there was still only one stoplight in
No, it's not
Prescott
quite that
Valley.
bad,
No.
Well,
Wasn't
that's
it
probably
like 20
true.
in Prescott
Yeah.
Valley?
That's probably true.
And
Highway
now-
69 was always
Not
under
here.
Now it's like
construction.
weeds.
Yeah.
One at Robert Road or something is what people always say.
Maybe I got it.
In PV?
Let me put it this way.
Okay.
That road right there
Yes.
was here when I got here, but it was very fresh new road.
Oh,
So,
wow.
So we're outside the porch. That
Right.
Montezuma is
Yeah.
what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
was
LaGuardia
there.
Bridge was fairly new.
Yes.
It used to do this whole circumnavigation thing just to,
Yes.
to bypass that.
Really?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Because it's interesting. I mean, I came here in '97 to go to Embry-Riddle, so
Yeah.
now I'm really curious what other paths we crossed because I was part of the flight program.
Oh, I bet
with
you.
Embry-Riddle.
so you probably-
So there's gotta
Yeah,
there's gotta be some
sort of-
lead over there.
Yeah.
somehow.
Because you guys were
Absolutely.
talking before we went on camera that maybe your husband's a detective now,
Correct.
and with you being in the fire service,
Fire
that
service.
maybe you guys would have.
Yeah, so
Connected somehow.
I'm sure, and it's the same deal.
Small
I mean,
town.
I graduated 2000, and then
So did he.
2001 happens, and it was impossible. It was,
Right.
Like you could not even get an instructor job without 3,000 hours. I mean, it
Wow.
was crazy, and
Right.
so all these things that you had planned for and prepared for.
Oh,
Yeah.
all
Pivot.
those, and
And
now we
so-
need pilots so badly.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a weird industry like that. but
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, so I'll have to.
Yeah, now you
I'll
have to know.
connect.
Because yes, he did walk graduation in 2000, but didn't finish his flight course till
Yeah, that happens a lot with those
after
guys. You bet.
2000, after September 11th.
bet.
But yeah,
There you go. Awesome.
And so real estate. How did you know that that's what you want to do? From the radio to, I mean, that's quite the switch.
Okay, so I was just looking for a job, just a job that would pay something, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. I still don't know what I want to do when I grow up.
We're kind of like
Amen.
that. We're
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And so a friend of mine introduced me to real estate, and I was an assistant for a while, and then I got my license, and so it's just flourished and fun.
So
awesome.
have you always been with Yamauchi?
I have not. So
Okay.
I used to work for JT Purvis when he had a couple different names over there.
Okay.
But that's it. So,
Wow.
but yeah, we've been in our current location, Yamauchi Real Estate, with name changes since 2001. 2002. I'm sorry.
That's
Okay.
great.
Yeah.
So great.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and Sheila Mangarelli is still there?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the only tie I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I make her look really good.
Oh, I'm sure you do. I love you, Sheila.
Yes, we do.
And speaking of making people look good,
Yes.
Dancing for the Stars.
Yes. You're
The
gonna make
whole
them
thing
look
is
good.
making the Boys and Girls Club is awesome,
Yes.
and so making them shine because this is
Yeah.
what it's all about. It's not dancing with the stars, it's dancing for the stars, trying to get their their name and raise money for that incredibly important after-school program.
Yes.
So, who's your partner, and where are you guys at?
So Zach Leonard is my partner, and he's been doing this every year.
Hi,
so
Zach.
Okay.
so this will be, obviously hanging out with him for the first time. So it's been really good.
That's cool.
I don't know. It's just been so much fun just doing, and I'm not telling you what we're doing. I'm just going to say it's a mashup.
Okay,
A
I like
mashup.
those.
Dance styles.
Good. I love that. I love that you guys are doing that now, mixing choreography, different genres and styles. I love that.
It does have a theme, just like I know Jamie mentioned hers was a throwback.
Yes.
Yeah, ours does have a theme.
Okay, that's
like it.
good.
Yeah.
Okay, you're happy with it?
Yeah. And we're done. So
Oh,
it's like
smart.
unlike a lot of these other people.
Yeah.
It's like
That
we're
even
done.
started.
I know.
Oh, we're getting to it. Okay.
So yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we're done. We're just
good
trying
job.
to tighten it up and make
That's
it look
awesome.
pretty.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
has it been so fun?
It has been. It's frustrating but fun.
Who nominated you? Who said, I think Molly should do this?
So I am a past member of the PUSD Education Foundation.
Okay.
And I was
Okay.
at a board meeting with Jenna James, who is the chair.
Yes.
And she looked over at me and she's like, Molly, do you want to do Dancing for the Stars? I'm like, yeah, sure. Why not? So next thing I know, Jenna called me up. She met me over at the county seat for coffee. And lo and behold, Alex shows up with a rose. And I'm
yes.
like, oh, so I actually committed myself?
Oh, dang it. I
Okay.
should be careful what I say.
I mean, I'm sarcastic all the time. So it's like, okay.
Do you have previous dance experience in your past?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
what?
So I've been dancing with Summer's Dance Works for 12 years. So
Wow. As an adult? Oh, I love that.
Huh? Yeah, and doing what with them?
So jazz, tap,
Okay.
musical theater.
Okay.
I'm supposed to be starting hip hop, which I have no desire. Sorry, Bree.
No?
I will do it, but I like to make a fool of
fun.
myself.
Yes.
So and it's just fun.
It's
It's
fun.
just fun.
I
And the women
totally
that I do
agree.
it with are so much fun. So
Totally agree.
it's great.
And you,
Oh, good for you.
are you just mainly a participant, or do you help teach classes there?
So before I moved to Prescott, I was
Yeah.
an aerobic instructor.
Okay.
And I hated choreography. I hated the choreography part of the whole thing. Because way back then, it was just, floor aerobics.
Right.
Boring stuff.
Yeah.
And then step aerobics, but you still had to choreograph. And that was what I don't like. So,
Okay.
no, I am not a good choreographer in any
Okay.
way, shape, or form.
And is
Gotcha.
Zach doing his own choreography, or has he had help?
So Zach started it off, and then I've helped a little bit with a few things. I've changed a few things, but we also brought in a couple, Pam Kennedy and Stefan, to help us with everything. So
Okay.
Okay, I like it.
yeah, they've really tweaked us to some great things.
We're only a couple weeks away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
coming
getting
real
excited.
close.
I've got
I'm
my
getting
tickets.
nervous.
Are you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you got to do it twice.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I mean, I've danced on that stage before, but
it's different.
It's
all in front of
So
your
what's
peers.
different
the
about
whole
it? Is
town.
the number of people that are there, or
it's
just
a number of the people that are there. Yeah, it's also just me and one other person.
Oh,
so
okay.
Right, not a
all
whole
eyes
troop.
are on you? There's
Yeah.
not too many places to
All
look.
eyes are on you. That's the problem. Oh, you screwed up? Oh well.
Your whole office is gonna be there. Oh
Yeah.
man. Oh no, but it's gonna be fun. It's just so fun. It's fun to dress up and have, just rally around, like you were saying, the great
The cause,
cause.
yeah.
Absolutely.
I
And
just
people are
think
3
that-
sheets to the wind, so I mean,
Well,
really.
they were last year.
Liquid courage is what we like to
right.
call
It's
it. Liquid courage.
liquid courage.
They were last
Tequila
year.
is our friend.
That was the greatest dance ever. Thank
She
you,
fell
thank
off
you.
the
There's a
stage.
fine
right?
line. There's a fine line.
Oh,
my
fun.
goodness.
What about your hubby? Do you think he would ever do it if they asked?
No. No.
If
My
the
husband
Prescott
does not
fire
like.
chief can do it, I
I
mean,
know,
come
but
on.
my husband does
Come
not like the
on.
limelight in any way, shape, or form.
Okay.
Oh, bless his heart. Yeah. Yep.
Oh man.
I have one of those. So good. Okay, I want to just go back a little bit to real estate. I have noticed in my neighborhood, like, things were flying fast for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And now I've noticed, like, 3 houses have been up for, like, 2 months.
Correct. So the
what's
amount of
going on?
buyers that we have are not as affluent or as numerous as they were previously. So the amount of homes that are on the market has increased. I'm not going to deny that part
Right.
of it. But the amount of buyers has decreased, and that's primarily due to the interest rates. I mean, people just can't afford what they could a year ago. Wow. There's interest rates in the 3s versus interest rates in the 5s. That's better, but a couple month ago, they were in the 6s. So it's just affordability is hard.
Okay. That's what's going on. I was like, I don't know enough to know what's going on, but I know something's going on because they're decent houses and they've been sitting there for a while.
Yes.
So I just wondered maybe they were asking way too much.
Well, I think that is part of it. I'm not going to deny that either. That is part of it, is that people, we're still looking at comparable sales that were from earlier this year. And so those aren't realistic numbers anymore.
Okay.
Got their eyes set on something and their heart set on I'm going to buy a mansion in Oklahoma. Like, no, you can't do that anymore.
Nope.
Yes.
Not if you sell your home here.
Right.
So, take it down a notch.
Yes. Yeah. Do you still love what you do?
I do.
You do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this community, we usually talk about just why we love Prescott, because it's we like to coin the phrase, this is everybody's hometown podcast.
Yes, absolutely.
Why'd you guys stay? If he was done, you guys could have gone anywhere, but you decided to put down roots. What was it?
So we had been married 7 years before we had our first child, and having our first kid kind of had a huge impact on us. And so my husband finally agreed to, this is kind of a good place to stay and raise kids. Yeah. So that's why we're here.
Yeah.
There you go.
And our little kids are now 17 and 19.
Oh, my word.
Man. We're right there with you.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a weird deal.
One just graduated from high school, one's graduating this year. So.
Oh, man.
That's good. And are they staying, or what are their plans?
Well, one of them has already pretty much packed her bags, but she's not 18 yet. So she's ready to go to Florida.
See the world.
Yeah.
Oh, Florida. All right.
Yeah. And then our other
to go to
one,
where?
She just wants to live at the beach.
Yeah.
In California.
Oh, I get that.
Yeah, California is just political. No, it's too expensive.
Gotcha.
So she wants to go to Florida. So has beach.
Yeah.
Our other daughter's going to probably stick around here and go to Yavapai. And
Okay.
she's a great artist.
Oh, awesome.
So you're going to have one that stays home and one you get to go visit and play on the beach with.
Yes.
Oh, that's fun.
Yes. I was really surprised. Our oldest son is 17, senior this year at Prescott High School. He just went on a trip to Florida to check out a college there, and he seemed really stoked about it. Did the whole campus tour. He came back, and then there was just something like, hey, what's the story? And he wouldn't quite divulge all that information. And then the other night it came out, he's like, it's just too far.
Good.
It's just too far. And I thought that was really interesting, because he's always kind of been our guy who's like, I don't know.
He was raised overseas for a bit.
Yeah, we didn't think there were that kind of structure that he was looking for in his
mom
life.
And dad.
But mom and dad. So that's a little
we
bit.
could just do an arranged marriage, and you just
There you go.
Okay.
No problem.
Are you all right?
There you go.
I'm fine with that.
Dude,
Let's do
I'm
it.
all
They're
about
good
arranged.
kids.
Yeah, my kid's a good kid.
All about
whoever
arranged
gets
marriage.
them, they're good kids.
It used to not make any sense. I'm like, that's dumb. And now I'm like, it makes so much sense. Arranged marriages are so smart.
Yes.
Kids have no idea what they're getting into.
I've already picked out.
No, you don't. You're in the wrong headspace, son.
When your little guy, gets a little older, I mean, he's a nice boy.
He is a nice
saying.
boy.
I always say to my daughter, Mom. Okay, not yet.
No.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
cuties.
So one of the things that we also like to do is just ask if there was a person that you could get together with, past or present, who would that be?
So since you won't let me pick Jesus.
Right.
No, we
that's
won't.
Sorry.
Right. So
everybody wants to talk to you.
I know that. Exactly. So I did not want to pick someone from my past or the past. So we have a group called our Supper Club. And
Your summer club?
Supper Club.
Oh, Supper Club.
Supper Club.
Supper Club. And so I would choose to hang out with my Supper Club. So it's a group of 5 couples. So there's 10 of us. We get together monthly. And it's a wonderful thing. It's kind of like a life group, but it's our version of a life group.
I love that. You're doing life together. How did that get started? How do I get in on it, and how did it get started?
Let's see. How it got started is because we were all part of different life groups.
Okay.
In our different churches. And, from season to season, the life groups change. And well, we don't want to change. And we also like food. So once a month.
It's a win-win.
Yes. One of the couples makes the dinner. And this is typically how it is. It's not always like this. The wife usually makes the food, not always. the husband comes up with questions to ask the group. So it is interactive, and we do get to know each other on a deeper level. So.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
Is there a memorable meal?
Ooh, yeah, because I'm doing one of these in September, and I'm the host. What can I make?
That's a really good question. See, can I say a name?
Yeah.
So, Andre Carmen, you just have to ask him.
Oh, sure.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
okay.
anything he makes is
I voted for him.
Really?
fabulous. So did I.
Okay, good. Cheers. Cheers. Yes. That
Carmen's.
gets in. Yeah. Great
Super.
family.
So they're part of our
Oh.
supper club. So I mean,
Okay.
anything that Andre makes
Is good stuff.
and Krista, it's fabulous.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
Dang it. I want to be in on that.
You know, that's
Too
what a
bad.
lot of people say.
People.
They are.
Closed.
They are. They're
It's
very
fun.
Closed.
Well, that's
Doors are
neat.
closed.
And that's something that you can do. So you get together with them. I like that.
I like that.
That's really good.
And we go on vacations together too, so it's not just
Oh,
that.
really?
Blast.
That's really cool.
That's just
But that's
neat.
why when you ask that question, like, who would you want to
Like these
hang
people.
out with, speak with, whatever? I'm like, I just want to hang out with these people.
That's awesome. And how long have you guys been doing
Love
that?
that.
I missed that part.
I think about 3.5 years, maybe.
Okay.
It's lovely.
That's good.
So jealous.
Nah, just do it yourself. Nothing's stopping you. Get in there.
I'm
It's
tired of starting things.
It's all based
Wanna
off
be invited.
I'm totally drawing a blank on her name. There's a book.
Yes.
A chapter in one book about supper clubs, and that's how it all
Okay.
started.
I love it.
She has a book on that recipe, pad thai. You could do that.
Ooh, I like a good pad thai.
That's good.
All
It's
right.
like one regret. We were over in Thailand, and it
Went to
time
McDonald's.
time got away from us. Well, I mean, there's a little bit of that, but we ended up at this restaurant with all these people, and it was just American food. I'm like, oh my gosh,
we're in
like who
Thailand?
knows when we're gonna be here? And so I'm like, but then a little nervous about just like hitting some side street and being like, hey, give me some pad thai. They're like, whatever. So anyway, that's our life regret.
Yes. Oh, okay.
Have to go
well,
back.
if that's all you regret, then you're doing pretty good. I got bigger ones
Not all of
than
us
that.
live like you, Ray.
I've got bigger ones than that.
No, but where sin abounds, grace abounds all the more.
That's right.
There you
Preach
go.
it, brother.
That's your life verse.
There we go. I like it.
Well, thank you so much, Molly, for joining us and being here today and taking part of your busy schedule.
Yes,
I know the real
making
estate
others
man is
look good.
great. Yes, right. That's right. So
And support me and donate.
that's right. Absolutely. So
And it's dancingforthestars.net.
Yes.
.net. So go there. You can see all the stars and then hone in
Zach
right
and
there
Molly.
to Zach and Molly because it's going to be awesome. And make
be
sure you
fun.
get your tickets. It is coming up very, very
Very
quickly.
quick.
So
Get 'em,
do
get
that today and support the Boys and Girls Clubs of Arizona. But thank you for joining us. Like and subscribe and make sure that you hit that little notification button so you know exactly when these things are
go
dropped onto the
live.
internet. So thank you again, and we'll see you on the next episode of Getting Together.
Bye.
Bye.